So, after a long wait, and a much longer wait than my formatter really should have taken, within the next 72 hours, Lessons in Faith and Sports will be available for sale on Amazon. Don't blame me about the price. I don't make a lot of money on these. I'm not doing it to get rich. 2 points?
We're hanging overtime! We're hanging overtime! We're hanging overtime!
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Puck drop. And 3, 2, 1.
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
All right, Panther fan. All right, there we go. So, geez, on one hand, I could get used to the late games because I get a nap before the game. On the other hand, I have to wake up from the nap before the game, which falling out in the chair at 8, waking up at 9 is not really good for my sleep schedule. Damn, I'd drift off into some crazy dreams because my body is wondering, what in the hell are we falling asleep at 8 o'clock for? And then, boom, Kyle's like, hey, Dad, wake up, wake up. All right, so can we score a goal? I mean, you know what? Wait a minute. No, I take that back. Because actually the last time that we got shut out, I believe I begged for a goal in the next game, and I think that's what happened is we scored 1 goal. I could be wrong, but I remember something about that. Or maybe, whatever, how about 2 points? Can we win? How about that? I don't care if it's 8-7. So apparently, like half the team is sick or something. Lundell is still out. Gadjevich is still out. I think Lockwood draws in because, you know, you'd never want to bring up like Samoskevich or Sword there for, you know, why would we want to bring one of those guys up? I know it's the fourth line guy, but let him play a game here or there, Coach. Coach lied again about how Samoskevich and Sordiff were going to play like 100 games this year, 40 there and 50 here or whatever. You're full of it, Paul. So, Ekblad's out as a precaution, so whatever the hell. I mean, I guess because we've got like 14 regular defensemen. So I think Mahura draws in because we sent Belinskas back to the AHL. I guess it's a better problem than last year. Last year we didn't have enough guys. Now we got too many. All right, so the first request for this night is, I know it was Roberto Luongo night in Vancouver. Thank you, Bally's, for not showing us any of that, by the way. But face-off in that game wasn't until 10:27, I think. Could we start the game on time tonight, like 10:08, please? All right. The other thing is for those of you who have been watching the recaps, I'm going to truncate this story. A couple of times this year when I've uploaded, I wake up in the morning, you guys say there's no sound. Apparently what's happening is when I'm trying to cut corners and produce it at a lower resolution so that I can get the recap out to you quicker, sometimes YouTube is just not handling it. My file is fine, everything is fine, it's not corrupt. I reproduced the file at a higher resolution at 2K or 4K and everything is fine. So what that means is that now, instead of just being able to press upload and publish, I'm going to have to produce it at a higher res. It's going to take longer to produce, longer to upload. So now instead of the recaps being up about a half hour after the game, it's probably going to be closer to an hour. But that's better than you guys waiting up to watch it, and YouTube has cut out the sound. I've contacted YouTube, and they're basically like, it is what do they say? It's a glitch that unfortunately is happening to you a lot. But it's nothing. So the recap will be out at some point tonight. That's what, tomorrow morning. Can you tell I'm stressed? I don't like losing, and then I don't like getting shut out, and then I don't like losing 2 in a row, and I really don't like getting shut out 2 in a row. And now I've got to play this Edmonton team who had won like 40 in a row. Now they're pissed. They lost the game. The Leafs are beating Pittsburgh 7-0. This is absurd. Come on, guys. 2 points. Now, it's not done yet. There's a lot of hockey left to play, but it's 3-0 Panthers after 1. You'll love to see it. Absolutely beautiful. Verhaeghe with a ridiculous night starts us off early on. And then we've been talking smack about Brandon Montour because Mikkola made a couple of really good plays. And so I mentioned, and a couple of people in the chat agreed, about how, hey, look, if you can't keep everybody, you keep Reinhart, you keep Forsling, and you let Montour walk, and you replace him with Mikkola because the guy is damn good, and we've already got him signed for a few years. And a couple minutes later, Montour said, stick it up your ass, Jaws, and he got his first goal. And then, of course, Reinhart has to cost us more money by scoring again, but we'll take it. We'll take it. So, a lot of hockey left to play. I am not going to praise the goaltender. I wish Goldie would. I love you, Goldie. I know you ain't watching, but Randy might be. I just stop praising Bob so much so early on. It's not good, man. All right? Wait. 5-0 with 5 minutes left. No, don't even do that either, because you'll stop praising Bob altogether until after the game. That's how this works. Now, it's 3-0. Edmonton don't exactly suck, and they've got a couple of guys that are halfway decent that can put the puck in the back of the net. Just a couple. So this ain't over. Let's keep this up, Panthers. All right, so it's 4-1 Panthers after 2. Correction from the end of the last period. They took the goal away from Reinhart, and Bill Zito must have just bribed the league to take the goal away from Reinhart and give it to Barkov, save us a couple of bucks. Edmonton was all over us about the first 10, 12 minutes of that period. And as you all know, I cannot praise the goaltender during the game. But let's just say it easily could have been tied up at 3. We'll just leave it at that for now. But they get one, and then we get a power play. Crazy how the power play, we end up getting the power play. Barkov holds, was it Draisaitl? I forget who it was. But he held one of the Oiler players to the point where the dude just like completely ends up turning around, almost doing a 180. And as he's turning around, his stick whacks Rodriguez in the face, and I guess there was blood. So Barkov gets the hold for 2 minutes, but it was a double minor, so we end up with the power play only because Barkov held. So it's crazy how that worked out. But the good news is that Bennett took Barkov's spot and did what Barkov would never do, which is go straight to the net from being wide on the outside, cut across, and put the puck in the net. Barkov would have passed. Barkov would have just waited for somebody to come in and pass. Bennett took advantage of the situation. It's 4-1. I feel good, but not comfortable. I want a 4-goal lead. All right, the Oilers were all over us for a little while. It kind of died down when we got that goal. But, boy, if we could get 2 points in this building tonight, that would be huge. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 points. There you go. That is one way to do it. And as bad as those previous 2 games were, we win. If we get 2 points against Calgary, it will be a winning road trip. It'll be a 3-2 road trip. So, okay, all right, but we got to beat Calgary. Okay, you cannot go into Calgary against Huberdeau and Weegar and let them beat us. All right, that's got to be the Chucky breakout game. He had a couple nice chances tonight. I think he had 2 assists, 3 assists, whatever it was. Bubba had an assist. Speaking of Bubba. Boy, oh boy, did he made some ridiculous saves tonight. He was in full-on playoff mode tonight. He said, enough of this bow, okay? Enough with the losing. Bob, I mean, we look good, we score goals, but let's not pretend like Edmonton didn't earn themselves 4 or 5 goals tonight, okay? The difference was goaltending. So, love to see it. Couple of things going down the lines. Stenlin needs to stay at 3C. Now, I keep trying to work out the lines all the way. I guess you don't want to break up Kachuk, Verhage, and Bennett. So then I would go Lundell with Barkhoff and Reinhardt, Bennett, Kachuk, Verhage, Stenlin, Luosterainen, Rodriguez. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. That gets Nick Cousins out of the top 9, puts him in the bottom, on the last line where he belongs, and that'd get Lundell out of the center position and let him just go up there up top with Barkhoff and just play hockey and see if that can get him going. That's the move I would make, because Stenlin is at this point right now, in terms of where they are in their development, Stenlin's better at 3C. It's not close. Now, I don't know what the defensive metrics are there, okay? So there is that angle. It's not like I'm noticing him getting beat or anything like that, and I don't know if his face-off percentage. But I know in terms of the activity of the line, Stenlin is better at 3C right now. It ain't never going to happen. As soon as Lundell comes back, Maurice is gonna put him back at 3C, and that's the way that goes. And in terms of the defense, again, and I know people think I give Ekblad too much grief. I'm not giving him grief, okay? But at the same point, with the personnel that we have, we could trade Ekblad and save all that money and sign everybody else, and I don't think we'd miss a beat. I don't think we'd miss a beat. That's just my opinion. I think Larson with Forsling is fine. Now, of course, we had Billy on the show the other day, and he said that our stats in terms of breakouts really got better when Ekblad and Montour came back on. I think that might have something to do more with Montour with Ekblad, but it ain't been leading to goals anyway. And again, it ain't never going to happen either, okay? So, but that's just my opinion from what I've seen tonight without Lundell and without Ekblad. I guess the point there is that I feel comfortable with the guys that we got. Now, I assume tomorrow, since it is technically Sunday, I assume Monday that we're going to see Stolarz, because Bob had to make, 37 saves tonight? He worked. He worked hard tonight. He earned that 2 points for us, no doubt about it. Verhage got 2, almost got the hat trick. Rodriguez had a couple of good chances, couldn't put it in the back of the net. Same with Kachuk. It just won't go in. It just won't go in. When he's going to get one. Something's going to happen where he's going to get one of his magical goals, and then we're going to be back to seeing normal Chucky, and the puck's going to be going in the back of the net a lot. Other than that, it looked good. The effort looked a lot better. Don't know if those other 2 games, if guys were sick. That's what people kind of thinking, that the guys were sick with that virus. If Lundell is still out, Gadjevich is still out, they must have it pretty bad. Now, in terms of a lot of chatter in the stream about how come we didn't bring up Samoskevich, how come we don't bring up Sauerdiff, and instead you put Lockwood out there. Kyle had a good point, thinking, well, you don't want one of those kids getting sick and bringing it back to the AHL guys. But then Lockwood came up, but maybe what you would do is, Lockwood would probably stay up for a few games. You see what I'm saying? Probably for the rest of the road trip. Maybe not go back to Charlotte as fast. My idea is that if it's only going to be for one game, you wouldn't want to bring Samoskevich or Sauerdiff in, make them fly all the way in and then fly all the way back. That's kind of more of a veteran thing. Lockwood's more of a veteran guy. So, he's serviceable. So we've got depth pieces there. You see where there's little things that we might need to take care of come trade deadline, but had to have 2 points. You had to have it tonight. And I said this on the stream, and the last thing I'll say tonight, because it is late. The difference in the Eastern Conference is going to be the teams that don't go on those 3, 4, 5 game losing streaks. Everybody's going to have games like we had the last couple of games. It's rare that you're going to have teams look as bad as we did for 2 games straight, getting shut out like that, but we did. I think some of those guys had to be sick because, I mean, there's just nobody was skating. It was like the whole team, nobody was skating. But if you nip it in the bud and you only lose 2 in a row and you get back to winning again, that's going to be the difference in the Eastern Conference because this is going to be tight. It's going to be tight. I mean, yeah, we're 4 points ahead here or 3 points here, but that's one bad week, okay? There's a lot of teams, both divisions, that are going to be right there for 7 and 8, and there's not a lot of space in the Atlantic, especially between 2, 3, and 4. So you got to get the points when they're there to get. Tonight was well done when it was 3-1. Edmonton looked like they were going to try to make a comeback. We got that 4th goal. And that's what's been missing, okay? That is one thing that has been missing with this team is that we get a lead, other team starts to come back, and then we're not getting that goal to put out the comeback, and then teams are coming back on us. So getting that 4th goal tonight was huge. So, all right. Stu and I will be live in the morning, but I'm not going to know when we're going to be live until probably about 15 minutes to a half hour before we go live, because I don't know if I'm going to be up to do it at 8 or if we're going to do it at 9. So when I wake up and I decide when I'm going to be ready, I will create the stream and put the post out. So we will be live, but you guys will be asleep anyway. So, and then Kyle and I will be live 1/2 hour for the Dolphin game tomorrow, 15 minutes for the Dolphin game tomorrow. Well, maybe 15 minutes for the Dolphin game. Give him a little bit of a break. But we'll be live for the Dolphins tomorrow on Flying Fluffy Football. And then Monday, lots of new members, by the way. Giving a lot of Love of Life, a lot of other people giving out memberships on the channel. So I do a Monday through Friday podcast for the members, Patreon supporters. Links are in the description, $3 a month. Appreciate that. So for the new members, that's what I do. And then also, it's for the members that we go live with Stu in the morning. So, all right, that is 3 of the 4 late ones. And then we're going to get some normal time again. This is tough. I had a lot of energy the first and second period. But by the third period, especially, it's 5-1. We kind of got the game wrapped up. You're in your chair and you're just kind of like, the one good eye stays open, but the other one's like half asleep. So, 2 points.